Is this Iranian general incredibly lucky, or is he an Israeli spy? For the past year and a half, Ismail Qani seems to have miraculously escaped death while everyone around him has been killed. As head of the Quds Force, the Revolutionary Guard unit responsible for external operations, his survival of Israeli-American action has fuelled suspicion. In October 2024, he was reported dead after a drone strike in Lebanon, where he was meeting with Hezbollah officials. But a few days later, to everyone's surprise, he reappeared at the funeral of a senior military official. In June 2025, Ismail Qani was again reported killed among several Iranian dignitaries. But once again, he returned from the dead when he appeared all smiles at a pro-regime demonstration. This was enough to fuel speculation on social media. Israeli internet users put up posts to ironically thank the man they described as an agent working for Israel. The latest events have added to the confusion. The attack on February 28th killed most of Iran's military high command, but what about Ismail Qani?
Some sources claim that he did not attend the meeting. Others say that he left the premises a few minutes before the first bombings. In any case, there is no news of him.
Iran reportedly launched internal investigations, and according to some regional reports, Qani himself was questioned. He was interrogated, even placed under scrutiny. But then the internet exploded with a shocking claim. Some accounts began saying that Qani had been detained by Iran's own security forces. The rumor went even further. Some claimed that he had been executed for allegedly passing information to the Mossad. The Mossad is Israel's intelligence agency.
Thank you very much for watching. There is some potential breaking news which we are trying to verify through other reports here, that apparently the brand new leader of Iran may well have been injured in a attack. Now, let me just read directly here. There are international sources we're double checking here. The Daily Telegraph is reporting as we speak on their website that Iran's newly appointed supreme leader has been injured in strikes, according to Iranian state media. That he apparently had been wounded in what they are referring to as the Ramadan War. He's described as an injured war veteran right now. Israeli security officials believe that he was wounded but still alive after targeting in an airstrike. This is according to the reporting that is on the Times of Israel.
We're cutting across to the latest updates coming in on the West Asia war. Confirmation now coming in that Iran's new supreme leader, Mojtaba Khamenei, is also injured. Iran has confirmed all of the reports, speculation doing the rounds of Mojtaba Khamenei, who has been named as the new supreme leader, is also injured right now. It looks like all of the strikes by US and Israel targeting the leadership, targeting even those who are part of the succession plan, has largely worked, and so they've gone after Mojtaba Khamenei as well. Someone who's maintained a very low profile, not many details known of exactly where he's based as well. But that confirmation coming in that Mojtaba Khamenei is injured. How badly is he injured? Is he in a critical condition? As after all, Israel has made it very clear that they're going after him. He's their number one target in Iran.
And as we take decisive action to stop the threat posed by the terrorist regime in Iran with Operation Epic Fury. Is that a great name? Well, it's only good if you win. You know, you can only do. And we've won. Let me tell you, we've won. You know, you never like to say too early you won. We won. We won the bet. In the first hour, it was over. Over the past 11 days, our military has virtually destroyed Iran. Their air force is gone, totally gone. That took the better part of about 3 hours. They no longer have radar. They don't have anti-aircraft equipment. They don't have anything. Their missiles are down 90%. Their drones are down 85%. And I can only say this. They were all prepared. They're very strong. You know, they're going to try and take over the whole Middle East. They were going to knock out Israel. They don't know what the hell hit them, right? They don't know what hit them. They got hit by the American military. They don't know. They say, what the hell is happening?
Na most ez, és ide kapcsolódik az a hír, hogy egy harmadik amerikai repülőgép-hordozó is úton van a Perzsa-öböl térségében, sőt, ugye Gerald Air Ford, amelyik sokáig Izrael légvédelmét látta el, az a hírek szerint áthajózott az Indiai-óceánra a Vörös-tengeren keresztül. Na most ez egy kérdés, hogy most mi jön. Ugye a hírek szerint a Gerald Air Ford a legmodernebb repülőgép-hordozó az amerikai haditengerészetnél, az egyrészt ugye a rendszerváltás óta problémákkal küzd a WC-vel, másrészt pedig 8 hónapja folyamatosan bevetésen van, ami azért a legénység tűrőképességének a végét jelenti, tehát elképzelhető, hogy a George W. Bush nevű repülőgép-hordozó az a leváltására érkezik. Ugye tegyük hozzá, hogy az Amerikai Egyesült Államoknak jelenleg 11 darab repülőgép-hordozó harccsoportja van, amelyekből most már 3, azaz kb. A negyede található a Irán közvetlen környezetében, és tegyük hozzá, hogy bizonyos része általában a fele harmada ezeknek a gépeknek karbantartáson van. Tehát számoljuk a legalacsonyabb aránnyal, ami 1/3, az azt jelenti, hogy a fennmaradó 7-8 hordozónak most már durván a fele, vagy jelentős része, 40%-a már ott található az öbölben. Tehát a világ többi részére már csak 3-4 hordozó, 4-5 hordozó vigyáz. Tehát ez egy rendkívül komoly erőszpontosítás.
Or let's get to the more urgent and important matter of the war in Iran and the president's calls, as Joe was just calling out there, to various European and Asian countries, please come help us secure the Strait of Hormuz. But the reaction of much of the world so far is either you haven't officially asked us, or no, we didn't start this war. In essence, Europe is saying, Germany especially, but some other countries as well, are essentially saying to the United States, you broke it, we're not helping you fix it, and you know, don't come looking to us necessarily to help fix this problem. That led the president to then lash out at NATO allies again, suggesting that they're not holding up their end of the bargain. But a handful of them turned around throughout the course of today and said, this is not a NATO issue. This is not a North Atlantic.
And over at the White House, President Trump is sending a new message to NATO allies. Take a look at what he posted on social media. It reads, without the U.S., NATO is a paper tiger. He accused NATO countries of not wanting to join the fight to stop Iran or help open up the Strait of Hormuz, while also complaining about high oil prices. He even called them cowards, and he ended that long post you see there saying, we will remember. Live outside the White House is CBS News Chief White House correspondent Nancy Cordes. Good to see you, Nancy. So are NATO allies showing any signs that they are actually ready to help police the Strait of Hormuz?
NATO as an organization, Mugo, no. But individual European countries, possibly. There was a statement that was put out yesterday by 5 European nations and Japan that said that they are willing to help get the strait reopened, but only after combat operations have ceased. In other words, they do not want to put their militaries in harm's way for a war that they really weren't involved in.
All of the NATO allies agreed with us, but they don't want to, you know, despite the fact that we help them so much. We have thousands of soldiers in different countries all over the world, and they don't want to help us, which is amazing. I mean, amazing. And I didn't do a full court press because I think if I did, they probably would be. But we don't need help. You know, that war has been long prosecuted as far as I'm concerned, almost from. I don't do a hard sell on them because my attitude is we don't need anybody. We're the strongest nation in the world. We have the strongest military by far in the world. We don't need them. But it's interesting. I'm almost doing it in some cases, not because we need them, but because I want to find out how they react. Because I've been saying for years that if we ever did need them, they won't be there. Not all of them, but they won't be there. I was very surprised with the United Kingdom, because the United Kingdom, 2 weeks ago, I said, why don't you send some ships over? And he really didn't want to do it. I said, you don't want to do it. We've been with you. You're our oldest ally. And we spend a lot of money on, you know, NATO and all of these things to protect you.
A dramatic claim from Iran is sending shockwaves across the global security landscape. Tehran now says its forces struck one of the most powerful warships in the world, the American aircraft carrier USS Abraham Lincoln, forcing it to retreat from the region in what it calls a historic defeat for the United States. According to a spokesperson for the Iranian armed forces, the aircraft carrier was targeted during a large-scale operation in the Sea of Oman, roughly 340 kilometers from Iran's maritime borders. Iranian officials say the attack involved a combination of ballistic missiles and unmanned drones launched toward the carrier and its accompanying strike group. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, or IRGC, claims the weapons struck the carrier directly, causing heavy damage and forcing the massive warship to withdraw from the area at high speed. Iran described the incident as a proof that its forces can challenge even the most advanced American naval power. If such an attack were confirmed, it would mark an unprecedented moment in modern naval warfare. An American aircraft carrier is a 100,000-ton floating airbase, protected by multiple layers of defense systems and escorted by destroyers and cruisers armed with sophisticated interceptors.
The IRGC spokesperson said the carrier group has since retreated over 1,000 kilometers away from the region, claiming the U.S. military presence failed to achieve its intimidation objective. Notably, Pentagon has not yet commented if the Mammoth carrier was forced to retreat or the extent of the damage to the carrier. Last week, the